Hey guys, it's Eric and I am back with another action figure review. This time I'm going to be reviewing the DC Comics, DC Collectibles designer series, Greg Capullo Batman action figure. So let's quickly take a look at the packaging. Alright guys, so here's a look at the packaging. As you can see, a nice window box here so you can see the figure nicely inside. Obviously he's not there. In the background you can see the Batman logo up at the top there, as well as the other images of the other figures in the line. You can see the name Batman here on the side. I like the way they put it right there on the plastic part there. You can see DC Comics Designer Series Greg Capullo action figure number 1, DC Collectibles. Really nice artwork there on the side by Greg Capullo. And then of course more of the Batman logo there in the DC Comics Designer Series. Then the other figures in the line there. So you got Batman, Talon, Nightwing, and the Riddler. Alright guys, so that's the packaging. Now let's get into the figure. So here is the figure, and I must say this is a very, very nice figure. I love the fact that they're having these DC Comics Designer Series figures. I love the first wave is the Greg Capullo wave. I love his run on Batman, so this was definitely a must-get for me. So let's zoom in and take a look at some of the detail on this figure. Alright, so first we're going to take a look at this head sculpt here. It is a very nice head sculpt. Definitely resembles the Greg Capullo style artwork for Batman. I love the way the cowl looks, and you can see the wrinkles above his eyes is the exact way Greg Capullo draws it. There's a little bit of paint splotching there in the eyes, the white eyes, but it's not a huge issue. Turn it to the side profile there. Again, looking real nice. Comes down to the cowl there. You can see the more squared off shoulders there. More, again, in the style of Greg Capullo. The Batman logo there, which some of the paint isn't completely on the sculpted bat, as you can see. Come all the way down here. I got a little bit of a problem right here by the rib. You can see some of the paint coming off there. There's the peg holes there for the ab articulation. The belt looks nicely done. A little bit of paint splotching right there, but I like how they added the wash in there to make it not just plain yellow, but it's got a little bit of like a darker orange wash. You can see the details on the gauntlets there, a nice shinier paint than the cowl. And then you come down to the legs. Got some dents there in the knees. Come down to the boots. Again, they have that shinier paint, but they still look nice. They got the treads on the bottom and the peg hole on the bottom. And let's zoom out real quick. We'll take a look at the cape. Right, so here's the cape here. You can see it's a nice, nicely detailed cape. Nice pliable material. It's a plastic, but it's a lighter plastic, and it's just very pliable. You can move it around pretty easily. And I like that it's not just straight down, so you can get him into some cool poses, and it kind of will look like his cape is flapping in the wind there. But again, definitely very Greg Capullo-ish, or Capullo-esque, maybe. I don't know. So for articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so he goes up, looks down, side to side, all the way around. Really nice joint there. He can actually look up pretty well. And if you add the ab articulation in there, it goes back pretty far, so he can look up pretty high, which is really cool. And for the ab articulation, it does go up high like that. Then it also comes down pretty far as well, so that's nice. Got the ball jointed shoulders there. Got the bicep swivel. Single joint at the elbows there, which these are a little tough when you first get out of package, so be careful. You don't want to snap that off. The glove here bends right here. Swivels right there, and then the wrist has a hinge on it. The wrists don't swivel, but the wrist does have a hinge, and then this part swivels, so that's fine there. It's got the waist articulation there. He's got the pegs at the hips, but you need to be careful. You can't really see them right now, but it's the clear plastic pegs, so those could, I know with DC Collectibles they have the potential to break pretty easily, so just be careful with that. He's got the thigh cut there. He's got the double jointed knees right there. And the boot swivels, and then he has the peg holes on. He's got the ball joints on the feet and the hinge, so it goes up, back, tiny ankle pivot, nothing really even there, and then it goes side to side. But one thing I've noticed on the feet of these figures is they are very loose, so be careful with that. They seem, I don't know, like the plastic's a little bit cheaper on the feet. They're very loose, very light, so just be careful. You don't want to break those off. Alright, so Batman does come with accessories. He comes with these 3 batarangs here. Pretty decently detailed batarangs. You know, nothing too spectacular about them. It's got that same shinier paint that it has on the gloves. And what I do like about these, though, if we zoom in once again, there's little slots in his knuckles. I believe you could do it in 2 of the top knuckles. I don't think you could do it in all 3. But it does just add a really, really cool look to this figure. Alright guys, so all in all, this is actually a really great action figure by DC Collectibles. The articulation could have been a little bit better, especially with the ankles, because without the ankle pivot, it's harder to get him in certain poses. Plus, I mean, the legs do come out a little bit, but I don't want to pull them out too far because, like I said, those clear plastic pegs could easily break, and I don't want to break this figure. But I like the feature with the batarangs. I like that you can actually put them in his knuckles as if he's about to throw them. And I love the details in this figure and the sculpt, so I definitely recommend this, especially if you're a Batman or a Greg Capullo fan. So pick it up. With that being said, I will talk to you guys next time.